Okay. You know the channel, Allison Appreciates. Hello, we're talking law of assumption here. That's what we do. I'm a law of assumption based manifestation coach. So let's talk about it. Let's take our power back. How we do that is we get one with our awareness. Because without awareness, we can't know how to do anything differently. So if you're already recognizing a lot, looking around and going, a lot of this doesn't work for me, good. Because awareness is the first step. Awareness is the first step to actually bringing in what you want. All right? So sit with that. Awareness is the first step. Like Abe would say, you can't know what you do want until you know strongly what you don't want. And that can be something that gentles any 3D that's really upsetting or hurts your feelings. Because, great. Another reminder of what I don't want. It's all data, okay? Valleys are data points. That's all they are. And when we can look at them as something that we can reasonably change, then you're good to go. So you can reasonably change them. I'm living proof. And so are several others, including some of my past clients. And it all does start with that awareness. That's how we own being on the planet. And we get into remembering the two gifts are mind and speech. The two gifts are mind and speech, and that really is where everything comes into play, because if you speak for yourself, if you ask for beauty for these ashes, and that means the 3D and what has gone wrong, things in your life that haven't worked out the way you've liked up until now, we can speak life into what we want by asking for beauty from these ashes. And the kingdom of heaven is within. It is our Father's good pleasure to give it to us, right? And within that quote is kind of everything, because we are God becoming alive in the physical body, attempting to become alive in the physical body. So is there anything that God can't do? No. So there's nothing that you can't do. But you need to be mindful of your thoughts. You need to be mindful of how you're feeling. And so, yes, we can thought flip while we're feeling poorly. And this was something that I certainly avoided when I first got into this work. Like, I didn't know quite how to do that. But that's because it was unfamiliar, because I kind of followed Abraham's lead on that one, because this is before I knew about law of assumption, right? So I kind of just sat under blankets and watched a great episode of TV that made me feel better, and I just kind of stopped thinking about it. But there's a better way. There's a better way when I'm not feeling well, and that is to affirm anyway. Affirmations, or if you prefer to visualize, but sometimes I find when I'm not feeling my best version of myself, it is hard to visualize. So that's why I find that affirmations are like a gateway into whatever is your favorite manifestation tool or technique, whatever is your favorite way to connect to what you truly want and to express what you truly want, like be it journaling, be it affirmations, be it visualizations, be it state akin to sleep, be it meditation. I find that affirmations are like a gateway straight there. And if you love affirmations, then affirmations are your gateway to affirmations, which is great. That's affirmation squared. That's lots of affirmations, so that's good. So when we are reclaiming our power, because we never didn't have it, it's just sometimes when we're not feeling well, we feel like we don't have it, which is why that feels so off, right? When we don't feel well, it feels so off, because feeling good is your birthright. Feeling good is natural to you, and it's your birthright. So how do we move forward? We practice. We practice and practice and practice. How do you get better at playing an instrument? You practice. How do we get better at reframing every situation so that it is always working out for us? We practice. How do we get better at believing that everyone loves us and everyone wants to see us do well? We practice. And you don't have to believe these things. I once thought you did, but you don't have to believe these things to practice them. You might want to practice them with a regulated nervous system. So check in with yourself, especially when you're feeling the lowest vibrational emotions like fear or sadness or depression, because it will feel like you can't get to where you want to be because sometimes we let our emotions run the show. But if you remember that they're guidance and they are just part of the package, they are not the be-all end-all. They feel that way because that's their job. We can take the sting out of them. We can take the sting out of them, and we just go towards what we'd prefer. So, the 3D doesn't have anything on you, okay? It feels like it does. But that feeling is a lie because it doesn't have anything on you, okay? So, the next time the 3D comes along and it tries to punch you in the face with something you don't like from an old assumption just reflecting back to you, I want you to remember, yes, this is just an old assumption reflecting back. And that's all you need to do. And you can even say something out loud like, that thought no longer serves me, so I am not going to think it anymore. Or I'm going to think it less, or I'm going to dwell on it less. Or I know that in time, this is not going to be part of my reality, so I'm not going to give it any more attention now. Attention is the name of the game. Attention is the name of the game. That is how we become what we want. That is how we get stronger, is by guiding our attention to what we do want. By recognizing we need to chill out one of the older part of our brains when it comes to fear. By recognizing that part of our brain seeks to keep us alive and seeks status quo. And it is doing its job, especially if a bus is coming towards us at breakneck speed. It's going to make us move out of the way so that we survive, okay? So it's based on survival. It's not based on what I like to call thrival, okay? It's only based on survival. But we want to do more. We want to do more. We want to welcome in everything we want. We want to welcome in all of our goodness. So let's welcome in all of our goodness together. So I want you to close your eyes, put your hand on heart, and ignore my bad nail polish because I definitely need to redo it. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. I reclaim my power in this moment. I cultivate awareness every single day. I feel better and better every single day. Day by day, I am being prospered in all of my interests. Day by day, my wealth grows. Day by day, my interest grows. Day by day, my magnetism grows. People are drawn to me. They enjoy what I have to say. People are drawn to me. They enjoy what I have to say. It gets easier and easier to feel good. It gets easier and easier to feel good. It gets easier and easier to uplift. It gets easier and easier to stay on my path, the path that I want for myself. Those that want to come along with me will. Those that don't, that's okay. They have another path. But I will always find interesting people on my path. And even if I can't relate to them or they can't relate to me, there's something in it for each of us. And I can be, do, or have anything I want. And I can look at my desires purely anytime I want. Even if I'm in the low moment, it doesn't matter. I still can look at my desires and see what I want. Because my imagination is more powerful than the 3D, than the old news, than the old story. It's much more powerful. And I can look at that anytime I want. And it gets easier and easier to look at that no matter what I'm feeling. So that is what I do. I look at my desires anytime I want them, because to desire it is to have it, and I know that. And I am aware of what I want. I have decided what I want. And guess what? Sometimes I have to keep deciding what I want, because I'm creating stronger neural pathways. I'm creating neuroplasticity that makes me stronger in my positive attention towards what I do want. And I am powerful, and my life is changing. The reflection is reflecting back at me that yes, change has happened, and there will always be more change to come, and I am comfortable in that now because I have practiced being comfortable with change. I can regulate my nervous system. I know how, and it's so easy to regulate my nervous system and chill it out. It's easy because I know it's doing its job, but that I direct it. It does not direct me. Emotions do not run me. I run emotions, because when I recognize I am feeling something I do not want to feel, I can tell it that it's going to be okay. I can hold it in my hands, and I can very gently look to my fresh desire. Oh, since I've just felt really bad, this means that something really good is coming. Oh, since I just felt that way, it means I was really not looking towards my desires in that moment. And this gets easier and easier to do the more I practice it. I practice giving my attention to what I want easily. I practice accepting more goodness into my life every day easily. I welcome challenges because they are opportunities to see my desire even more clearly. And I can reject anything that doesn't work for me. But I am open to receiving because my goodness is real. And it comes to me every single day in small ways and big ways. My life is fun and interesting and loving and kind and surprising. And I can help other people feel that way too, just by living from the clarity of my example. Let's breathe again and close this out. I open my eyes knowing that I am more powerful than I was before I started this experience. Knowing how strong I am, how supported I am, how loved I am, and that all I have to do is say thank you. All I have to do is pray as though I have received. God's will is my will. If I want it, I can have it, period. So, that is a little example of taking our power back, of expanding said power, and just feeling it as real. So, awareness. That's where we're starting from. That's the ball game, is to get aware. Not letting our emotions run us. Very important. 3D, old news, just an old reflection, changeable by me. And soothing our nervous system through the process. That is the ball game. And we're going to keep talking about it and having fun. And if there is something you like some reframing with, please comment down below. And let's start with that. So, here's to having a glorious rest of your Wednesday. And I will see you next Monday. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to my OGs. Thank you for all of your kind words and comments privately and on the channel. It really means a ton because I do really gravitate towards this work, and since you're here, I know you do too. And I just want to see us all have like such gorgeous lives together. That's what I want for us, and we're gonna have it. We're gonna do it. We are going to do it. Okay. So have a fabulous rest of your Wednesday, and next week I am going to imagine that in the comments, people talked about how they took their power back. And they're going to tell me a little story about how they took their power back in my comments on Monday and be like, yeah, I took my power back. And yeah, I'm feeling better than ever. And yeah, I'm not letting those coworkers get me down, or I'm not letting this affect me, or I'm not letting that affect me. Or I'm just, yeah, I'm really getting easier on myself with that 3D. I'm not hard on myself like I used to be anymore. I'm seeing all kinds of comments like that. And I can't wait to support you with each and every one. So thank you. And until Monday, Magic Monday, I'll see you then.